Hi guys, so today I have the Crafter's Companion template library that was the Today Special on HSN's Craft Day this last week, and so it's still available. I'll link in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase items to those links, and we'll just check it out. So I totally forgot that I had ordered this because I literally ordered at the end of the day thinking templates aren't my thing, and the pricing for templates was like, what? Like, it was kind of high. And I had seen it on the site earlier in the day. I think they wanted $150. I was like, in what world? And then it was $99, and I was like, okay, I mean, that's better. It does come with dies, the first one, but just a few little nesting dies, and then this first iteration, and then after that there's an auto ship of just templates. So I did end up picking it up. I think I had like a $10 off coupon or something, so got it for roughly $89. And I know that this is really boxed up really well. I don't have any place to put the holder thing. I don't know if you guys saw the Today Special, or I didn't hear it from you guys at all as far as the Today Special. I think I had a haul that day, or maybe I had asked about, what you guys were doing, and no one said anything, like that they liked it, they didn't like it, that they ordered it. Kind of interesting, I thought, because usually I get some feedback throughout the day about the Today Special, regardless of what it is, but I didn't hear from any of you guys. So if you got it, great, we'll try it out together, and if not, maybe that's for the best, right? So this is the dividers. It says, welcome to Template Library, where you'll find templates galore with step-by-step instructions to create projects aplenty. Don't forget, we also have video guides to demonstrate how to use each template. So at crafterscompanion.co.uk/template-library/. Okay. I guess I'll have some info for you. Like I said, with their sub boxes, they always have videos. They used to have, like, in a certain way that it coincided with the way that HSN was putting out the sub boxes, and I canceled my sub box after like 40 something, so I don't know anything more about that, but it seemed like they started doing their own sub box thing on their own channel, or like on the Crafter's Companion site. I know scrapbook.com also has some. So these are the dividers, and what happens is these clip in a way that you can put them in so that at the top and at the bottom of this organizer, it'll make it so that the things don't just flop over. Like I said, I don't think I have the space to dedicate to this, because I don't know. Basically it's that. It's this, and this thing opens up. I'm sorry, I know my camera can't get that big. It opens up in a way that this is just going to sit in here. Look, it has like little corners, and it just sits in here, and then you're going to put those plastic bits, and it makes like you know what I could use this for, though, honestly, because I probably will cancel the auto ship. I don't know. I say things like that and I let them come in anyway. For when you're spraying something, right, you don't want to go all over the place. This is actually really nice, because then you can collapse it and put it away, and still have a use for it. I don't know. Just an idea. You put your item, whatever it is that you're trying to spray at the base of this, and just spray away and have like that. Okay, so we saw the dividers. This stuff is getting slippery. Hold on. What I'm going to do is take these plastic bags off of this, because I know it sounds even more loud with my new camera, and I'll be right back. Guys. So, for me, for a more well thought out collection, especially if they're doing templates, I feel like this should have come with some kind of like little writing instrument, of a pencil, or at least maybe it's a scoring tool, or because you also need to do that, or just like a basic scoring, something else to really flesh this out, because you are going to have to do some scoring. You're going to be doing cutting, you're going to trace things, or like craft knife, something else just to make it a little more substantial. But I don't know. So they have these guys, and these guys you can pop them in, I guess, on this just to keep them together, right? But throughout the whole auto ship program, you'll be using some of these shapes. So we have the nesting kind of like flower shape, little heart, the circles, labels. So those are really pretty. I don't mind having spent a little on these guys, and then some, it's on a magnetic mat. But here we have what they call the recipe cards. That says and metal dies, that's what I say. So like, if you want to put it in here, or just put it on the front, or put it on the back, or whatever, but they're stuck on there. So, this is the violet set, and then there's like pink and like a mint green or whatever, and yellow, so you can kind of keep everything separated and know kind of when they came in, I guess, because I'm going to see what the difference is. So anyway, step rocker card, octagon shutter card. So I'll just show you kind of quickly, we'll run through this. I might skip over some. It just depends on how I grab this. A little bit of instruction, so it shows you your finished project. You know, we've done things like this. I mean, we've done things like this. Now, maybe not this one, but what you see here, you're going to have to cut by hand. So yeah, they look amazing, but it's just like, it's a lot of, I think, handiwork, like elbow grease, I guess is the word I'm looking for, to get this done. Again, you are going to need to score. You're going to need a scoring board. So I think she could include like some kind of little board, a little something, you know, just I don't know. But of course, I already have a ton of scoring boards. I'm just saying for the value, I think we could have increased that. Double diamond fan fold, left stepper card, which we do by hand anyway. Double stepper card. I have videos on those things too. This one's a little bit different. Strawberry gift box. That's cute. It's kind of like a little pokey shape. But again, everything you see here, you're supposed to cut by hand. So all those little curves and notches and everything, you know, it's not the easiest thing. So three-step card. I mean, those are so cute. I love the ideas. I just wish it would come with a little something extra. I feel like I've made this box before, but then I was looking at it, I'm like, I think it's tonic dies. Don't we have that look like something like that? The triangular gift box, so like a little piece of cake or whatever. So different cards. I don't know why this isn't as easy to turn. There we go. Disc kind of program here. Setup. Tri-fold shutter card. This theater gatefold card. Infinity card, which we can do by hand, or, you know, I have the dies from Die and Press to do that. And I do have a video on how to make this guy. I think I call it Never Ending card. It might say Infinity card if you guys are interested. Envelope with liner for 3x6 cards. So that's interesting. You're just making a little envelope, again, cutting it out by hand. An envelope for pocket 4x4 cards. This one's really cute. I think we might try that today just because why not? Bonbon gift box. Handbag card. Super cute. Enclosed stepper card, zigzag cascade card, which I know people are making anyway already. I've seen those. Corner fold easel card. I've made something similar to this, but this one's just a little bit different, the way it nestles into itself. Two sizes of pop-up diamond cards, envelope to fit a 4x6 card, envelope for 5x7, and small pocket. They're together. Dimensional envelope. Okay, so another envelope for 6x6 and 3x3, but again, I might have skipped over some stuff. Now, it is a lot of templates, so that's nice. So when you open this big boy, you have these templates in here. Now, I did watch some of the presentation, and I'm like, the thing is, yeah, okay, you're gonna draw this stuff, and then they skip over to the part where like, oh, now I already have one cut. You know, all this that you're looking at needs to be scored, cut in certain areas, and it does tell you score line, you know, cut line. Kind of. Obviously, the outside edge, you're going to cut it. But again, you have instruction. So it takes time. I know this is not for everybody. I already know the comments I'm going to get, but I wanted to try it out, right? Because I like doing things by hand sometimes, and, you know, I love my dies and even my die cutting machines, even though they give me trouble. So milk carton, step rocker, octagon shutter card, interlocking squares card. I mean, it's just a lot. It's to trace, and then that stuff stays on the back side, so if you really don't want your card looking messy in the back, it's going to have pencil lines. You're going to want to erase them. Have a good eraser on hand. Double diamond, left stepper, which again, I just do by hand anyway on my scoreboard. Double stepper, and I don't write on it, you know. Strawberry gift box. Again, all this we're going to trace, and you're going to come in here and cut it with your scissors. All nice. Three-step card, diamond fold card, concertina surprise box. That's interesting. Maybe we'll do that one next. I got a different day. Triangular gift box pocket, arrow fold card, pop-up card, Dutch fold card, tri-fold shutter card, theater gatefold card, infinity card. Yeah, it's basically what the dies would do. You know, the front and, well, not the front and back, but those two pieces and these little strips that go in there. Envelope with liner. It's cute. Envelope with liner and pocket. This one has this extra pocket down here. Again, you're tracing this and you're cutting this. This, to me, when you come in with scissors, would be kind of harder. Like, you know, again, maybe you want to use a craft knife if you're good with it. Bonbon gift box. That's the one I want to do. So let's go ahead and just pull this guy out right now. So I want to be careful with this, though, because I know Sarah's like, and I'm like, what if something happens, you know? So I'm going to pull that out carefully. Put that over here. handbag card with gift card holder, enclosed stepper card, you know, they're all here, right? These are all the big boys. And let me show you what the envelope ones kind of look like. Something like this. So back in the day, I had a ton of template Smart Heart envelope. It's just a little thing down here. Because they were fun, and it was, you know, very much the beginning of paper crafting as we know it. So it's kind of a throwback to those days. Those days are gone for a reason, right? But anyway, let's look for number 21. Oh, I flipped right to it. Look at that. Okay. Maybe some stamps. I don't know, just something else, because I know, and I feel like maybe in the UK they use templates a lot still, but like here in the US we just like to cut it and be done. I know that. That's just how we are. But let's see what we can do. So, draw through the template, draw the outer edge and all the scoreline markings. Cut out around the outer edge, of course. Use a scoreboard and scoring tool to score along all the scoreline markings. Erase the pencil lines. So this one they are saying erase the pencil lines. I know when she presented, she didn't erase anything. It was just like put that towards the back. But that doesn't look pretty, right? And I think for this one, that's probably why it says erase it, because you're not, when you open it, you're going to see those pencil lines. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do is grab a 12 by 12 piece of paper, because I think that's what I'll need. Possibly. Let's see. Let's see where we are here. Yeah, ooh, maybe I can do 8.5 by 11. It goes right to 11 inches. And just to 8.5. So, okay, what I'll do is probably grab an 8.5 by 11, because I don't have as many 12 by 12 papers that are like construction type, you know what I'm saying, like the base. I want something sturdy. So I'll be right back. I have a kind of really bright piece of paper here in this guy. And I mean, it is right there, so that's good. And if you want to tape this down, that might be better. I don't know how to set this up to begin with. So my recommendation when you're doing something like this is always use the same part of the plastic. Like if I come down here in the middle, my pencil has some variation, right? It can be down lower, it can be up higher. I mean, it's a pencil, it has a very thin line, and this is really thick. So I always say, like, if you're gonna trace around the outer edge, like butt up your pencil against the plastic edge. I don't know how to explain that. Like out here. Right? I butt it up against there, or always go with the bottom edge, like the inner part of that cutout. That way you're not messing around with the dimensions as far as if I'm tracing this and I'm always on the outer edge, like I'm kind of pushing it towards the outer edge. And then I come in here, I do the inner edge. It's just going to be slightly different. The lines are going to be off when you go to cut. So just always trace in the same side or whatever. So I'm at that outer edge again. I'm really just going against the outer edge of this. Now, this is one of the cuter things, and honestly, this is probably one of the hardest ones, because I just realized you're supposed to score this rounded area. So, you know, they show you on there on a scoreboard. Well, scoreboard's not going to do that. Okay, I'm on the outer. So here, pick the outside edge too, because it stands to reason if you're cutting this, you cut here and you cut to there, this will line up better out here than at that bottom one. It's up to you, do whatever you want, but I'm always going to kind of butt up my pencil up towards the outside of the design. So here again, outside, outside, outside. If you like rolling around the inner part, do the same thing every time. That's all I'm saying, just so you have the better dimensions. That's not thrown off at all. So, and I'm not doing this too hard, but you know, obviously you want it visible so you can cut everything. And I'm right now just doing the outlines for the most part. Obviously I'm here, but I'll come back in and make sure everything is scored up. So right now I'm just going to do the outside edges, guys. I don't think you need to sit here and be bored out of your mind while I do this part. Again, outside, outside, outside. I'm always just butting up my pencil against the outside of the cutout. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to do this other side, basically the same thing. So again, for me, on these score lines, the outside, like the further, is up here. I'm not lining it down towards the bottom, I'm at the top. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because down here, I did switch out to scoring this, or putting the score line at the bottom here. I think once you score it, it won't matter. But with the cut lines, it might matter. So again, outside, like out there. And again, at the top. I'm lining it up towards the top. That's where I'm scraping. But down here, I'll be at the bottom part of it because that essentially is the top. If I turn this around, that would be the top, right? So I'm not trying to confuse you guys. I'm just trying to let you know, like, if you make an envelope and it's a little bit off, it might be because of that, right? So for these things, we generally want to keep it nice and still, like, exactly the same. So here again, you know, I came around like this. If you look at it, it lines up again with that outer of the line. And then here again outside, and here at the bottom. And then again, see, this is interesting. So this will be on the out down here, but that does make a difference for this next one. You know, just do your best, like your best judgment on that. And this one should be out here, but again, that might change. The bottom, 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 top. And I think that's everything. Okay. So again, what I'm saying is your pencil's so thin that when you use it, it is variable. If I decide to go here, maybe it's crooked. So I'm just lining up my pencil again along that outer edge or along the inner edge. Okay, that's it. Now we're supposed to cut this out. So let me grab some regular scissors. And I'm so sorry, my hands are so dry from just having gone out to Arizona, and it's like dry. So I'm just going to start somewhere, and I'm just going to start here. They do have a rounded edge, and I suppose if you want to stylize that and make it just straight, you can do that. But here, and then all the way down, and on these straight lines, maybe you want to put that on your guillotine, I don't know. I was just going to say, I think I missed some score lines. Let's bring this back. I'll show you what I missed on the little tabs, which I guess I can't just make up myself, but for now, let's just line that back up. That looks really good. Okay, we are basically spot on right here. Sorry guys, these guys right here. And again, I've been doing outer, so if you see this come up here, it just would make sense that those would line up, and then down at the bottom, down at the bottom, up at the top on that one. Sorry, you know, I double checked, but you know, it looked like they were all done. Okay, so up here, and then pivot in, and just follow your little marks. I probably need some smaller scissors, but again, what I'm doing is applying pressure, like closing this up with my dominant hand and turning the paper with my non-dominant hand. That's just what I do when I fussy cut, and that just works the best for me. And then right here that we're here, I'm just gonna cut up into this corner. Just make it as easy for you as you can, like the manipulation of the paper. Like that was easy for me. Now we have all this around here, which is kind of not great. So I'm gonna come in here, and again, just like if I'm fussy cutting, I'm gonna go rounded. Down in here, come back out of there. Down in here. Again, I'm using my non-dominant hand to turn this for me. This is definitely not going to be symmetrical, this one and the next, because obviously this is handmade. And I'm just trying to cut it along the line. And I'm sure some are different than others, you know, the way it actually ends up being there. Wow, guys. Okay, so let's just keep doing our thing. And I already have an idea of how we're going to do the rounded score lines. And that's just going to involve a rubber mat and my scoring tool. Okay, it's right there. Ooh. From there down to the corner. Maybe I'll just cut this part away from up here. Now I'll just go around this edge. Down in here. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do, and I'm just coming back up to the same thing we just did, which is this part. So I'm going to cut in here, and then when I get over here, obviously I come around, that's fine, I'll just show you right now, and I'll do the other side the same. Right into that corner, and I'll come up here, and to be honest, I don't even know that I need to cut this other edge off because it's your glue tab. And if you want to come in here, it's just the smallest little piece that's missing. So I mean, we could leave that because it's just going to glue in here, but I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. And I can see that I did it not? Yeah, I didn't include the other where it ended, so let's just say it goes from here to like right here. Right. Okay. All right. I will continue cutting, and then we'll come back and do the score lines. Okay, guys, I'm coming around the last little curve. I would say as you're going and you get to this higher part, just go ahead and shift your hand from being down here and helping you turn it up here, you know, because you want more control. And so I think what I'm going to do is a little inking on the edges just to make them look a little more perfect, but that's not bad. It's just something we used to do with templates back in the day, especially from this one company that for whatever reason I can't remember the name of right now. But anyway, that's all they do. They still do just templates. Oh, where's my tool? That'd be great to have. There it is. Okay, so I'm just bringing out a scoreboard. And if these are perfectly like an inch or something wide, that'd be great. I don't know if that's the case. It doesn't look like it. At least it's not right now. So what I'm trying to do is line this up in a way that's going to be straight at the bottom, at the top. I feel like it needs to move over just a hair. And I'm at 1 and, I don't know, 3/8 or something. That doesn't even feel right either, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm scoring it there. And again, you're supposed to, you know, keep this nice and straight and find score lines that'll work for you. Is that the same one? I don't even know. Let's see. It starts here, maybe there. Okay, that might be a straight line for us. How about this one? Just move it over a little bit. I'm looking at the top of the line and at the bottom to see if I'm in a groove. Okay, oh, and every time I go off, it wants to cut. Not great. Okay, let's turn it this way. And that's about a 1/2 inch glue tab, I guess, but it's a little bit off. Okay, that lines up around 1/2 inch. Okay, now we have these candy parts on the side. Let's line this up here. Ooh, okay, that one lined up perfectly at about 1 3/8. So 1 3/8. This guy too. I can't really tell where we're coming from, but let's put it here. And I was at about 1 3/8, which would be like here. A little bit off, but that's probably the best measurement. So 1 3/8. Do the same thing on this side. Whereas 1 1/2, 1 3/8 would be this one. I'm not pushing down. I'm just trying to gauge that. 1 3/8 on that one. And 1 3/8 on this one. And pushing there. And these little tabs, you know, hopefully I'm in a line. There you go. I don't know what that is. It's about 1 1/4, I would say. Again, I'm just going for it because it's kind of small, so it's not the biggest deal. There, and then again this one, it's about 1 1/4. I don't know if those are even in the right spot. But there we go. I didn't cut that as well as I should have. Okay. Now for the scoring. Oh, yeah. Any kind of, I just saw this sitting here and I'm like, well, I can just grab this, a piece of foam or like your stamping mat, like your diamond press stamping mat if you have that. Something just to give you a little squish. And you can honestly just do this on your mat too. I'm gonna do this by hand. So there are score lines here, guys. And I'm gonna follow those. So all I'm doing is going to the very corner where I was and just following along my pencil mark and hopefully ending up right there. So that score line is there, see? And again, I mean, this other part can go inside. I think for me, it's gonna go on the outside just because the way I cut it. I don't know. Maybe you can turn it around and use that for the outside. It's just, you know how the bump is like this? I always like that to be on the inside of my projects. I don't know how to explain that. So I'm gonna start here again, just following along as best I can. Right up to that little curve. And I'll do the same thing on these two. And I'll be right back. I'll put that on there. So now I'm gonna erase my pencil lines. People ask where I get these. This is from Daiso. You know, maybe I didn't push hard with my pencil, so maybe I'm not gonna do some inking, but I'll show you what I mean. A lot of times when you're using templates and you're writing all over them, that doesn't look bad. I'm gonna have to erase a little bit more down here. But you take ink and you go all around and it just softens that line just in case you did get a lot of pencil and it was hard to erase. But I'm gonna go ahead and erase all the lines, and I'll be right back. Step 4, it just says fold and burnish all the score lines. Now again, I like my score lines, you know, wherever I pushed in, I'm folding. This is the back side, so I'm bringing it this way, and we're gonna make it a little bit crisp. And if you want to ink them, I would do it after all this is done. Just makes it easier. Because if you ink it before the items are flat, right, it's hard to get like in here. I would bend everything and put my little ink there. This is not the heaviest construction paper, to be honest. It's just recollections paper from Michaels. Okay, let's say that was there, that was there. This needs to go kind of up like this. That one's I'm not too concerned about, but, right? And then these guys are gonna kind of bow in. And I usually just kind of do this kind of thing, but since the paper isn't super thick, it just wants to curve on the score line already. It does not look great because it just depends on how I did that, but some burnishing, since it is kind of a circular thing, I just kind of go like this, and it just kind of softens that a little bit. I'll do the same thing with this side, and I'll be right back. And it just says join it together on the side using strong adhesive. So these guys go in. I hadn't done those. Oh, I didn't erase that. So my pencil lines are on the outside, but like I said, if you really want to, you can fold it the other way, and the pencil lines, that you erase them, will be on the inside. And I also erase around the edges too, guys, not just like the score lines, because obviously, so there. You might even be able to, instead of drawing the score line, just bring your scoring tool and go like this as you do it, but you are going to have areas where it stopped, and but you can definitely do that, right? And then just finish it off whenever you go to, after you cut it out. So then that's something less that you have to deal with. But it might also make it hard to see your lines. So anyway, so we have these pieces. I don't believe these glue down. I think the only thing you're gonna glue is this. That way it opens up. Otherwise, it's kind of weird. And those flaps, honestly, let's see how those flaps, if they're even necessary, because maybe you can cut that part out of the project and make it that much faster, right? So just that glue tab and this. I am going to lay this down flat though to make this a little easier to put together, so hold on. I always like to see that I'm where I need to be. That looks pretty good. Right on the edge of the score line. Again, I apologize for the... Sorry, I had to get close to me. For the state of my hands, they're really bad right now. I broke like 3 nails, and not even just on the hikes, but kind of. Just, you're out, and I totally forgot to bring any kind of nail files with me. Okay, that's what I want to do. I just want to lay it down, and I can see the score line here is making it a little funky, so I'm just going to burnish that. Okay, just making sure that's where I want it to be. That looks good. Okay, I'm going to hold that down. I'll be right back. Maybe that's long enough, I don't know, but let's open this up. That's kind of what it looks like right now, and then we're just going to tuck these guys in. I would say just leave them because it kind of helps, because if you put something in here that might slip out of there, or you can even glue these down just to make it sturdier, but I think they just kind of need to be there just to help keep whatever's in this box in the box, And then they say to finish this off with some ribbon or something. It is very cute. I mean, you can see where I kind of gouged this right here when I came around. So I use the biggest scissors in the world. A lot of times when I'm doing fussy cutting, I use like Cutter Bee smaller scissors, so that's another option. I think on some of the cards, since they are very straight lines, you can just use your guillotine to cut stuff, but not bad. And that, maybe this should be the front, because that little junction is right here, even though it's hard to see it. That's where I glued it, and it's almost very hard to see. So ribbon, and then some kind of topper, and what they used is like, let's talk about this. Because like the next one, right? It has like matte layers. Yeah, well, you're cutting every one of those matte layers. So on the template, it has the gift card and the handbag. That's fine. The way they're doing the matte layers, I don't even know if it's not marked on the template, is basically they're just going inside that edge a little bit, right? So like this one, all you're gonna do is use the template and just outline that middle part. Like take this template, go score line, on the score lines. Go ahead and draw on those, and then cut it out, and then you're gonna put it on top. Right, that's what they did there. And then they used the die set for some to add the sentiment, sorry. And so what I'm going to do is find a sentiment, and then we'll do the same thing as far as that, but I'm not going to do this outer layer, or the first matte layer. I know what I'll want to do with that to finish it off, but I do have, okay, obviously the die set. And they did use this combo right here. And that's pretty good because it's a nice size to complement that. And then I have this cute stamp set, this Hero Art stamp set that has to do with like inky friends and stuff like that. Actually, I don't have to open it quite yet. I want to use this one, right? And I don't mind which sentiment we use as long as it fits, you know. Sandy, inky hugs, that one's kind of odd. I'm like, I don't mind which one, not that one. From one stamper to another. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Stampers make the best friends. It seems like this, probably the best one. So I'll stamp that, cut it out with this, you know, just stamp it on some paper. Put that, trim it out, and then I'll cut this out of a complementary color, and I'll be right back. There we go. Sorry, it's a little bit high up, but oopsie. Oh, come on, I just used this. There we go. And I'll put that on here, and this on this. And I suppose when I bring it over here, I'll pop it up a little bit. Sorry, it's not white on white. It's like a paper that has like a mottled look to it. I'm gonna pop it up just a little bit there. Well, you know what? I'm gonna glue it down just because I don't know what I'm gonna do with this project. Hopefully have someone to give it to, but I'm gonna keep it flat then for that reason. Just because I don't want it to get messed up in the meantime. And also, while you're not using it, you can just flatten it out and store it away flat, right? Which is nice. Let me grab some ribbon and we'll finish this guy off. Okay, so I actually have this thin ribbon. It's actually from Tonic, and I think it goes okay. So just a cream color. Otherwise, I would have gone with some organza, but I don't have any organza that really matches right now, which is odd. I need to go get some more. And let's see here. I'm just trying to see how much of this I would use. Oh, let me tell you, this is about 19 inches, and that's just from eyeballing it. I don't know. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just tie it around. Cute. I'll mess with the look of it later, but for right now I'm just going to tie that around, close that up. Come on. So that's one side. And I suppose you could just glue it if you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to use ribbon, you just glue these guys. And the person's going to have to tear it open, obviously. But I'll be right back. I'm going to put the other side on. Okay, guys. So like I said, I'll arrange these a little nicer in a minute. But that is that. Again, it's about 1 1/8 inch or so in the depth there. Where did I put my ruler? Okay, I just used it. Here it is. And at the very base, it's like 4 inches. And it's about almost 4 inches high, so that gives you a little idea. Good size little gift. You know, not too bad. Again, I showed you guys how you can do the curve scoring. Again, if you don't want to draw the score lines, just use your score tool. It might make it a little bit harder later to see what you're doing or where you should be actually scoring, you know. Hopefully you'll be able to figure that out. Just to reduce the pencil marks, I didn't ink it, but if you did pencil and it's a little bit heavy even after erasing it, you can just take a little inky tool and just go around the edges here, and it just helps soften those pencil lines so it's not as noticeable. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how I feel about it, but for now I have it, and so we'll try out another project maybe in the next couple days and see where we're at that point. Let me know if you guys picked it up and what you think of it, because I know you'll let me know what you think of it. So So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next one. I'll have images coming up and I'll have the links in the description box. Bye now.